Hi everyone, I'm so excited to share with you how to create this easy adult turtleneck sweater. It is going to be in a size adult large, so enjoy. Okay, so any weight 4 yarn with the color of your choice, approximately 3 skeins of Super Saver yarn, and a 5mm crochet hook. You can't forget your large t-shirt. And here we go. Make a slip knot. You will be chaining 8. Okay, so when you're crocheting back, you're going to turn around and just start with that very first one. It will end up with 7 stitches total at the end of this row, and this row is, these stitches are going to start the repeat. The repeat is what you're going to do for the remainder of this particular piece, which is the edge, the bottom edge of the sweater. Okay, you're going to end up with 7 stitches. And then you're going to always chain 1 and turn your work around. And then we're going to start single crocheting in the very first stitch of the row. Now I chose this length, this width, just kind of by happenstance. If you want a thicker width for your edging, then you can chain more and it will be a thicker edge, or the same thing with less stitches. And I'll show you what I mean by the edge of the sweater in just a minute when I hold it up to the t-shirt. Okay, so this is the t-shirt that I used. Along the bottom is what we're making now, the edging. See from there? So I completed one. This is the width of the t-shirt. So we turn to the side. We've attached our yarn, turn it to the side, and immediately start half double crocheting right there in the very first stitch. As you're going along, and again, I apologize for it being dark in this clip. It was just all I could do at the time, but as you're going along the edging, you'll kind of feel your way. Try to make the stitches as even as possible so you won't have any spaces or gaps at the bottom of the shirt. Just explaining that this is the front panel of the shirt, and you can see it here. We're going to just do the same thing, half double crocheting in as many rows as it takes to get to the underarm part of the t-shirt. Okay, so make sure you're starting in the very first stitch of every row, and I'll show you that here. Otherwise, your sides will be uneven, and we don't want that. So yes, once you've reached the underarm, we're going to start to decrease, and you decrease by, here it is, skipping the very first and the last stitch on every row. And I used the seam on the t-shirt to dictate where the decreasing should end, and I'll show you that here. I just continued every row decreasing right there until the seam ended, and that's where I stopped. Then you're going to continue with half double crocheting straight rows until you reach the very top of the t-shirt, and that's the length of your first panel, your body piece. And here it is. So start over and make the entire same piece for the back of the sweater. Okay, so once you're finished with the back panel of the sweater, you're going to line those two pieces up. It would help to attach those corners with a stitch marker. I didn't do it on camera, I did do it in real life. Put them on top of each other, and then we're going to stitch the neckline together and leave an opening in the middle to start the turtleneck, and I'll show you some of what I did here. Again, I used the seams of the t-shirt, and slip stitching is one of my favorite stitches to make closures on garments. It's just really simple, as you can see there. Again, I used the t-shirt to show me how wide the seam is. See? It's approximately 5.5 inches that I did. See, I just approximated according to the seam on both sides. Okay? Okay, so the next part is the turtleneck. We're going to attach our yarn at the corner of the opening, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. And we're going to half double crochet in the round, which is going around and around. Very first stitch, just start to half double crochet. And I didn't show it on camera, next time I definitely will, but it's just going around the whole opening. Okay, I'm going to show you how to end each row of the turtleneck. You slip stitch right there to the top of the first stitch that you made, and chain one, and then half double crochet in the same stitch in every stitch around. It's important to do the same stitch because you don't want your turtleneck to get kind of narrow so that your head won't fit through it. And however many rows you make is going to be the length of your turtleneck. Okay, and I'm showing you a little bit of what I did here. And onto the sleeves. Okay, so we made the same edging for the wrists. You can wrap it around your wrist and then add a few inches or something if you want to make it a little larger. Make sure it's not too large so that your hand won't slip through when you're wearing it. And turn to the side, make 5 straight half double crochet rows, and then we're going to start to increase, which is going to give us room for our forearm to fit into the sleeve, and you'll see that. So the repeat is, the increase row will be every third row. Okay, I thought I got it on camera, but unfortunately I did not. I'm so sorry, but you'll see a little bit of the repeat that I did here. Every third row you're going to add a stitch to the very first and the very last of each row. You can kind of see it a little bit. It'll get wider, of course, as you're going up. So this is a little tricky because I don't have it exactly on camera, but basically when the sleeve becomes the width of the connected body opening, you're going to decrease a few rows just so it'll fit in there seamlessly, and then you're going to slip stitch the whole way across. I'm going to show you in these next few clips what I mean. See there how I decreased on both sides, and it fits exactly into that joined body part, and you're going to slip stitch all the way around that. Here I sped up the clip of me just slip stitching all the way across that seam and continuing. I just wanted to stick this in there to show you all that I slip stitched all the way down. Now all that's left is to join your yarn at the very end of that right there in the corner and slip stitch all the way up and down the sleeve to finish your sweater on both sides. And that's all. I left this clip in there just to show you how I just slip stitched all the way around. And this is the finished result. This is the inside out of the sweater. What I did was I took a yarn needle and I weaved in all of my ends, and I just wanted to show you. Thank you all so much for joining me on this channel. It was a lot of fun coming up with this crochet tutorial, and I look forward to making many more in the future. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. You'll have a great day. Bye-bye.